Can the Buddha and Neville Goddard all exist together as one? Stay tuned. That's what we're going to talk about. This concept of being the Buddha is something that I'm realizing. So let me just add this. Way back in the day when I lived in New York City and I was like 22, I had just graduated college. Me and my bestie at the time, we decided to go to a Buddhist temple in Brooklyn and we became Buddhists. I've been a Buddhist. I've been a Christian. I've been a New Ager. I've been it all. And I believe I'm here to align it all into one thing because it's all the same. It's just different semantics. The minute I found Neville's work, I took my power back when I found Neville's work and I realized that God is not doing it. He's waiting for me. He's waiting for me to tell the new story and to work on telling the new story and to put my conscious focus on the new story because that's how the law works. We have free will. What is free will? It is literally what's going on inside. It's literally, that's it. It's your thoughts and your feelings. That is your free will, right? And so now I do believe that I can say, I give you permission, God, to intervene in my life, right? I believe still in that, right? I don't 100% believe that everything that Neville taught. I don't believe that 100% that the Bible is just, metaphoric. I think it's multifaceted, if you will. But, huge but, the minute I took my power back, it was like a game changer. But then I started to be like neurotic with it. It was like, I have to control everything because I'm the operant power. So let's do an example. If you're experiencing poverty right now, okay, and you are just so scared that you can't pay the bills, okay, obviously from a Neville perspective, you are going to go into your imagination and you're going to feel the feelings of what it would feel like to get a paycheck, right? Get some money coming in, get something that happens where you're like, oh my God, I can pay all my bills for the rest of the year. It's just something miraculous, right? That is really this work. It's the plane of miracles. We are accessing the plane of miracles. We're getting into the state, the miracle state, if you will, right? So that is a beautiful process to get into that state. But sometimes what starts to happen is we get so obsessed with needing things to change in the 3D. And then when it's not changing in the 3D, we're mad at ourselves and we're angry and we're very negative. And I found that sometimes what has happened to me trying to apply Neville's work in the law of assumption, right? So what I'm here to share with you is that sometimes the best thing for you to do is to go into the step of acceptance, to accept where you're at. And by really the best way to do this is to become the Buddha. So let me read something to you from Pema Chodron's book. I freaking love it. Okay, so we don't need to change. You can feel as wretched as you like, and you're still a good candidate for enlightenment. You can feel like the world's most hopeless basket case, but that feeling is your wealth, not something to be thrown out or improved upon. There's a richness to all of the smelly stuff that we so dislike and so little desire. The delightful things, what we love so dearly about ourselves, the places in which we feel some sense of pride or inspiration, those also are our wealth. With the practices presented in this book, which we'll talk about, being the Buddha, you can start just where you are. You can start just where you are, okay? If you're feeling angry, poverty-stricken, or depressed, the practices described here were designed for you because they will encourage you to use all the unwanted things in your life as the means for awakening compassion for yourself and others. These practices show us how to accept ourselves, how to relate directly to suffering, and how to stop running away from the painful aspect of our lives. They show us how to work open-heartedly with life just as it is. So really what this is about is on your journey of the bridge to the wish fulfilled, okay? You need to be kind to yourself. You need to practice loving, compassionate kindness, gentleness, if you will. Sometimes the approach isn't, I've got to change my thought because that's not the affirmation that I need for the manifestation. It's very controlling, right? So sometimes it's just, I release it all. I let it all go. I get into complete acceptance of this present moment, right? And then maybe it's just labeling things like, ooh, I just had a thought. Labeling that a thought, right? Ooh, I'm feeling some coldness on my arm. Like I'm feeling this weird sensation. I just went to the dentist the other day and I was freaking out because I hate the dentist. And they told me that it was going to be a little bit of a longer cleaning. Long story short, the cleaning was longer and I was freaking out. Why was I freaking out? Why? It was so uncomfortable. And in that moment, I became the Buddha and I just started to say to myself, okay, this is a sensation. And I started to label the sensation, really started to feel into the sensation. And I think another reason why this is so key for manifesting is because you're also practicing a disciplines of mind. You're getting really disciplined with your mind. And I think that's something that we forget about this work is a lot of people are doing it from a superficial perspective, that it's about changing the 3D and we got to change the 3D. And sometimes it's about mastering your mind, right? So a lot of times it's the thought about the thought that is what's creating the resistance. So when you become the Buddha, you start to recognize that there's nothing wrong. Nothing is wrong. And when you start to recognize that nothing is wrong, it almost allows you to expand your heart to say, okay, all is good. And it actually shifts you out of that negative state. It's like state shifting can sometimes be such a weird game, because sometimes when we're trying to control it, that's the paradox. Like, we are in control. You are the upper power. But at the same time, when you're trying to control everything, that can sometimes put you back into your ego, back into that resistance, and then you're really in a state of resistance. So I've kind of rambled. I don't know where I went today with this video, but understand that sometimes bringing in that meditative state, that surrendered state, is really going to help you become the Buddha, be present in the present moment as the character of you right now, knowing you're going to that future you, knowing you're going to that future version of you, that future character of you, but knowing that right now is precious, and to be gentle with yourself, and to love yourself, and to label your thoughts, and to just notice them with gentleness and ease, and practice being the Buddha. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to subscribe, comment below, and like this video. I want the algorithm to know that I'm creating videos for you and for all the people like you who really, really need this work. So make sure to help me by subscribing and letting me know what else you want me to do videos on. Bye.